Hey everybody, are you stacking those copper cents that are out there in the wild? I know I am, and I'll show you my trick on how I'm starting to make a whole stack out of these. So stay tuned. So really what we've been doing is Mrs. Wild West has a retail job currently where she's learning how to make coffee, and she's been getting all these tips and change and small bills. And so we've been trying to separate out any of the copper cents, so 1982 or prior, and just starting to stack. And it's kind of surprising to find out how many of these wheat cents are in there. It started off kind of strong. We were getting about 12 for every 100, but now it's gone down to maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 for every 100 cents she gets. All right, so what am I doing with these, right? The first thing is to stack them. I am just keeping them in some older containers that I received. These were empty, and I found out you can hold about 100 in there until it's filled up. Let me just try to show you. Here's one that has 100. Bam. Look at that. It's all filled up. And no, I don't mind dumping it out here to show everybody. And Mrs. Wild West says when she picks out the change at work, because most of the girls don't want the change, and so she will ask for any of the kind of dirty looking, as she calls them, the dirty coppers, the dirty pennies. And that has worked out pretty good. I mean, you get some that are a little bit crusty like this 61, but that's okay. It's still copper. And these are, let's see, our melt value worth about 3 cents a piece, so 3 times their face value. And I've noticed that some people are actually buying these by rolls, usually, what is it, 50 in a roll or so. And so you might get, what, like $1.50 a roll, so $3 for every 100, but maybe that price might go up, so we're going to start the stacking game. Let's see here. Here's the current tube we're working on. You can see a bunch of little cents in there. And recently, if you see, there's not a whole lot of the wheat pennies. Most of these are all just newer cents. There we go, a 75. Not too special. But one fun thing that I have found to do with all these is I got this Warman's Lincoln Cent book. So it goes from 1909 to 1958. And actually, I probably need to go through here again because I really haven't filled out a whole lot. So you can see I've done good on up to the 58, so some of the newer coins. But look at this. Wait till you go see the other side. Yeah, not a lot of the older ones. So there's a 19S, 1919, but I've got some work to do, but it should be really fun. Something different. I mean, I'm working on that Merc Time album. I thought I'd try this one, and it's not the fanciest album. You can touch the coins. There's no plastic sleeve that goes over them. You can see this thing is folded over a few times. But that's okay. It's for fun. There we go. So I'm going to go through and I'll fill that up and see if I can get any extras. Looks like it was just a cheap little $5. I bet we got it on sale, though, for even cheaper than that. Okay. So let's just talk about copper real quick. A lot of people don't know, but you see all these rocks sitting around. This is called malachite or malachite, depending on how you pronounce it. And it usually has really cool patterns in it, just depending on the piece. Now, the ones you're looking at right now are polished, so they'll just put them in a rock tumbler and polish it up. You can kind of see what the rough face looks like there. Now, if you don't polish it up, this is what some natural ore looks like, how it comes right out of the ground after they get the sand and dirt off of it. And a lot of times, if it's found like this, they'll just crush it down and they get pure copper out of it. That's why it's so green, is all the copper content. So while these pieces are fun and have some really unique designs on them, a lot of times it is just crushed down and turned into the raw copper. Now, let's take a look at a cool piece of copper one of my friends sent me. Look at that. It's got a stamp on there. MF Metals, number 17. That's Trident Stacking. M2 as well, depending on the name he goes by the day. I think he's got a split personality. And for a while, I was actually picking up some big old chunky 5-ounces. These are just pure copper. They're rounds. I believe these are all Golden State Mint because, look, here's a 1909S. It's a 5-ouncer. Same thing, Golden State Mint. So they do some really cool stuff if you're into the really thick copper. But I wanted to show off this big chunk. All right, so this piece is a natural copper slab that was pulled out of the ground, and then it was dipped with some sort of acrylic to make the shine last, and so it doesn't patina anymore. Look at the back, there's nothing on there. You can kind of see how it's getting some coloration changes and such. Look how chunky that is too. So doesn't that look a lot like that natural malachite? Way cool, huh? So I like this piece. It's pretty chunky. It's probably a little over 5 ounces just in itself, but it's all for show, just for fun. All right, so we looked at a little bit of real copper there. Now, if you're up in Canada, as a lot of my friends are, like Big Red Bullion, I noticed they don't sell, or I guess I shouldn't say they don't sell, they don't circulate the cents up there anymore. See how these say cent on them? And here's my baggie of, they were BU. There was a couple rolls that I got of some Canadian cents. And these actually have a higher copper content than our cents. Can't remember exactly. It was like 95, 98% for these Canadian ones. It's way up there. Wow. Pretty cool. Just thought I'd keep those just because they look fun. Look at, there's an older one, a 61 in the bag, another 61. But another way just to stack that copper up. All right. What else could we show off with that's got some coppers in it? How about this stuff, guys? I do like the 1 ounce rounds. I don't get a whole lot of them, but when I do, they're really fun. This one I had to put in a capsule just because it was pretty cool. 2020 pandemic, COVID-19 survivors. Got a little stack of these upstairs. I think they're pretty cool to give away to people, to friends. And to see people's face when they get it, they're like, oh yeah, we did survive. Kind of awkward. There's the Dragon's Eye, the World of Dragons. Remember, they made these in silver and gold. And this one I kept because I ordered some seconds from Golden State Mint, and this one was not marked second anywhere. So it somehow slipped in the mix. Oh, well, it's going to get a second capsule here pretty soon. Whew, didn't break. All right. So when I was stacking a bunch of copper, and yes, I have got a couple 100 ounces in a box stacked away, but I wanted to get some of the cool Aztec rounds. I have these in, oh, is that silver? Huh. Boy, it just reflected weird for a second. It got me all confused. I thought that was a silver Aztec on the bottom. Jeez, it's not though. Just some copper. And yes, this is the sweet Aztec design. If you're not familiar with it, it is, if you go look at a strand of hair that's cut in half, this looks like a human hair, believe it or not. It's the same design. Really cool. Might need to get these in the 2 ounce and the 5 ounce next, because I know they do those as well. So look at that bright, shiny copper, and then you got the dirty pennies all over too. That's okay. That's what my dad called the police growing up. See that dirty copper? Now I get it, I guess. Now, Mrs. Wild West does have a stack of unique coins that she's getting. Now, these ones are just some Ike dollars. No big deal there. But some people are paying actually with these 2009 Sacagaweas. Well, that's the Great Law of Peace one. Here, most of the Sacagaweas have an eagle on the back, though. Yeah, like that. So, just something fun. At our local coin shop, the gentleman actually gives out change when you pay cash and stuff like this. Sacagaweas, Ike dollars. Oh, there's a John Adams one. Just some fun stuff. Oh yeah, and Susan B. Anthony's got a couple of those dollars mixed in. But here's her cents that she got. Look, there's a 1905 1 cent Indian head penny. And I'm pretty sure this one's been cleaned. It's an 1865 1 cent. So that's a little too clean a condition. I'm pretty sure that's been cleaned. And then look at this, 1936 Buffalo, and it's got a little S on the bottom. We don't see these too often anymore, so she thought she'd keep it. Something fun, right? All right, now let's just show off the last thing that she's actually been picking up. And since she's been getting a lot of small bills, we've been actually going through those. And check this out. we're finding star notes inside of her change. So there's a star note there. And you see a little star there, another star note. It's a 2017. And some people at the coffee shop are paying with $2 bills still. And look, this one's not even that old. It's a 2017 as well. 2013 star note. Ooh, another $2 bill. And it's a 2017. Those are always fun just because you don't see them too often anymore. Funny story, I have seen people call the police when people are using this because they think it's fake. But remember, folks, the $2 bills is legal tender and it is still used in the United States. There's another little star note from 2017. 2017 star note. It's got 3 6s in there. And the last one, another 2017, and that one's got a bunch of zeros in it. So I don't know if these are worth any extra money, but we thought we'd just save them because why not? If we end up going to the coin shop maybe one day, maybe we'll try to swap them out for a little bit of silver. Why not? A little fun. Okay, getting down to the nitty gritty. I thought I'd share one last thing with everybody. Oh, guess I got that in my hand. You guys have seen those before, those 5-ounce Morgans and a 1-ounce Morgan. But on top of all this random change, something that's not silver that I have started stacking is what? Nickels? That's right, the beaver nickels. If you guys come across these beaver nickels, like that one's a 1965, that one's a 1964, they're pure nickel. That's right. There's no like percentage. They are 999 pure nickel. And so if I find these, oh yeah, this one was somebody got at the local coin shop. Look at that. They're BU nickels, just pure nickel. And I don't know if nickel's gonna go up or down again for a while there. In 2022, it went a little crazy. But it's really interesting that these nickels are pure nickel. The United States ones, as you've looked up, guys, are only 25% nickel. But these things, man, they have some luster on them too. They are shiny. And so I put together this little mini stack here. It's nothing incredible, but it is 1 kilo of pure nickels. So I don't think I'll add any more to it, but hey, it's just fun to say now I've got a pure kilo of nickel. I guess if I ever need to do some chrome plating or something in the future. All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. We checked out a bunch of copper and how I'm starting to collect all these random copper cents out there. I hope you enjoyed. And make sure you click the link in the chat. We're moving on to the premiere train to Mrs. Coin Crew next. So thank you so much, everybody. This is Wild West. Everybody have a good one.